Hello and welcome back to Sussex Coast. Today I'm making a textured little junk journal signature cover completely from scraps, and I'm doing the whole thing in bed. This is a really gentle, low energy project. You need a needle, thread, scissors, a few paper leftovers, and a tiny bit of creativity. And honestly, I've been making most of my art in bed recently, so I thought, why not lean into it? So welcome to what might be the first official episode of Artist in Bed series, kind of channeling my inner Frida Kahlo, making art where you are with what you have. If you're tired, burnt out, in recovery mode, or you just need something soothing to do with your hands, this one is for you. So what do you need? You need some sort of paper or cardstock that forms the base. I had some embossed cardstock from some project or other left over, so I used that. But you can easily use scrapbooking paper or book pages or watercolor paper or cereal box cover. It does not matter. Anything that you have in the house will be perfect. And then you need some sort of a different kind of paper. I used recycled packaging because I love it. I love the color, I love the sound. And you will literally just fold it over, all right? And you need a paper clip to hold it in place while you are doing the stitching, okay, or any other clippy things you might have in the house. You might need scissors. I don't actually have one here, but a pair here with me, because I quite like to tear my pages because it lends it a really nice organic look. So the scrunchier and messier and more imperfect, the better. Okay, and you can see this is essentially the tutorial nearly done. Okay, so this is the pocket itself, and then optional extras. So you need something else for the additional pocket if you wish. I have this die cut that it was on recycled packaging, and it's just sturdy enough to form a second layer of pocket here. If you don't have a die cut like this, then you could use corrugated cardboard, for instance, or any other embossed paper you have in the house. You might even use fabric. That can be really cute. I also really like to glue fabric on brown paper. That creates excellent texture. Okay, so you need one big piece of paper, one smaller piece of paper, and something for the extra pocket. There can also be a book page, like an image from somewhere, or lace, or anything you have, literally anything. Okay, so these are the basic supplies. Okay, but you also need tools. You get to decide whether you want to stitch or glue. If you don't want to use glue or use double-sided tape, make your pockets, whatever matches your energy levels today. But I love to stitch. Okay, and because I am doing this in bed, then I have adapted my workflow, right? So you need a bigger pokey tool, an awl will do, or just a big needle like I've got here. And you need this to poke these holes into your substrate, into your cover, because then you will come through it with your needle and it's really fun. Okay, so you will literally just go like this. Oh yeah, so you need some recycled packaging, and that makes a good base for piercing holes. Warning, be very careful because these things are very sharp, so watch your fingers and be careful. If you have a small cutting mat or anything else that is safer than my cardstock, then absolutely use it, please. So this is just my method that I'm using. Also, you're allowed to do this at an actual craft desk if you so wish. We also need a needle. Okay, so a smaller needle but big enough to take whatever thread you decided to use. I'm using sashiko thread. It's essentially just soft cotton, stranded cotton. The needle has a slightly bigger eye. I think it's called crewel needle. Has a bigger eye, so it takes the stranded cotton nicely, and crucially, the end is not sharp. As opposed to this one, I would not put that near my finger voluntarily, whereas this one is okay. So when it comes through the holes we have poked and it accidentally pokes us, then it doesn't hurt. Oh, this is so satisfying already. Look. All right. An optional extra for embellishing later is either acrylic paint or any other paint or scribbly sticks that you have, just to distress the edges to your liking. You choose your color. You can use distress oxide or ink, very popular, and some sort of a tool, either a brush or a blending tool or a finger, which is my favorite blending tool. You might want a pen for like doodling, and then optional extras like magazine images, die cuts, sentiments, any odds and ends that you already have lying around in your house, probably on your desk or in your bed if you're like me. All right, okay, so no, hang on. Also, if you like this pocket, or not pocket, if you like this window, I had a bit of recycled acetate. I think it's from a bread bag. And I had ironed some hydrangea petals and fused this. So I stitched this between, no, not between, literally, this is one layer. I stitched it to the back of this top part. If you don't have dried petals or bread bags that are exactly the same, do not worry. You can use any recycled acetates, or if you anything you have, and you can use stickers. You can also leave it blank. You can make it into a pocket like I've done with the back side, and you can slide things in, so it's entirely up to you. All right, so first cut a hole into your substrate, find a matching piece of acetate, and then poke holes into both layers. I didn't film this part, I'm very sorry. I secured the acetate with paper clips to start with, and then I started sewing, and it's a simple running stitch. I'm literally going in and out, in and out. I'm going to make a pocket that goes around the page on both sides. Okay, so I just taken a bit of recycled brown paper, folded it over so it's on both sides, and this is a die cut because I'm working in bed, because I'm out of spoons. I'm having to improvise, and sometimes, you know, when you are feeling a bit wobbly or worse for wear, this is what you can do. Okay, it's a bit difficult make sure you don't poke yourself. Ow! Okay. Do as I say, not as I do. I have got a blunt-ish crawl needle, so the end is not sharp because I've already got the holes, so I don't need the piercing power, and I don't want to keep piercing myself as I come through. I'm going to use the full 6 strands because I like the textured effect. So I'll be back when I've threaded my needle. I'm making a knot because that's easier, and I like the rustic look anyway. So I've got the knot, very messy, and then I'm just going to start stitching, and it is really good fun. In and out. So I'm just doing what is called a running stitch, only on paper. So the purpose of this pocket really is to fortify the paper. I want this to be like a signature cover possibly, because this is either photo paper or cardstock. It's slightly thicker than ordinary paper, but it's still kind of wobbly. So adding this double layered pocket makes it sturdy like scrapbooking paper, only I haven't had to buy scrapbooking paper, so I've just used all the things I already had in the house. I had the cardstock and the photo paper left over from when I was making a wedding guest book for my daughter, and this is a good way of using up all the bits that you already have. I really like this lacy dye, it's gorgeous. I got that on eBay. A lovely lady was selling a big boy, what you call it, big shot Sizzix, and she sent me a load of cutting dies with it, which I was very happy about. Right, look at this cuteness. Absolutely amazing. Now you have an option. You can leave it like this, and it's exactly the same on the other side. It's kind of cool. Oh, I really like it. Okay. Or you can come back and fill in the gaps. I'm just going to show you what it looks like. Where are you resisting? Okay. Just going back the way we came. Okay, and then it will look like this. It's slightly wonky, but I kind of like the wonkiness. I think I prefer this, but I've already started, so I'm going to finish. Okay, I'll do the rest off camera because it's hurting my shoulder. I have now arrived back at the beginning, okay, and I had this idea that I wanted to do maybe blanket stitch. I don't think I've ever done it on paper before, so we'll see if and how that will work. So I'll just go in. Right, and now I just want to wrap this around. I think I already got it wrong. Okay, I'm just going to wrap this round. This. Oh, actually, look, it is blanket stitch. Just a slightly weird one. Sorry, that light isn't very good. I need to figure out to make it better. Okay, so what am I doing? Right, I'm going under. So I'm not poking any holes through. I'm just going under this bit of lace because it's quite strong. It's like a cereal box thickness, basically. Okay, it's not blanket stitch, but it is the purpose is to bind. And then I'm going in here. Alright, I seem to have changed the stitch again. Alright, maybe I'll do this. Okay. Right, so this side of the lace is attached, so this can now become a pocket. Fix this in here and then do the same as at the bottom. We're going just in and out. Okay, so I went all the way up and then I came back down again, and I'm going to bind off here. I'm just going to slide my needle under the stitch here. I can also just go around here. I mean, this is not going to be a garment that's going to be sewn or, worn or washed. So this will do. Yeah. It's messy, but I like the messiness. And now I'm going to do the same on the other side. I have now stitched all the way around and back again, so I've got this little pocket. So I'm going to use a matte or chalk paint in linen by Folk Art, and it's a very sophisticated method. I'm just going to put some on my finger. Can we see it? No, we can't. I did a running stitch all the way around this top as well, and then I thought I would try whip a stitch. You take the back of your needle and you go under the stitches, so not through your paper or fabric, whichever you're using. And it kind of, and always the same way, so I'm going from right to left, always the same way, and it sort of creates a really lovely organic looking frame. So what I said earlier about using a blunt needle, this is why use a blunt needle, because otherwise you'll hurt yourself. I'm using the back of the needle so that I don't pierce the thread, because it is a stranded thread. It is prone to piercing. Can I get the angle right? I cannot. Okay, so basically you have seen what it is. It's super cute. I love all the different layers and textures and the wonkiness and the contrast between the delicate flowers and the acetate. I decorated the back cover on a different day in several fits and starts. So that's the beauty of this project. You don't need to do it all in one go. You don't need any special supplies. You can just use your scraps, things in your recycling bin. You don't even need a craft room. You don't need to have high energy. I mean, you don't even have to get out of bed or get fully dressed. You can still make something beautiful. You can move your hands, and it's something amazing when you're moving your hands. It calms your mind, and I have really benefited from just moving my hands on paper. So it's like a little storybook cover. So if you enjoyed this little cozy craft, please give the video a like and maybe subscribe, because I think Artist in Bed might become a series. And tell me in the comments, what else would you like to see, or what is your favorite craft to do when you are not feeling 100% energetic. Until next time, stay gentle with yourself. I'm leaving you with some shots of the functions of the pockets, and why not check out some of the other of my videos. Bye for now.